Obviously, what we did last night is consistent with our direction. Getting the 2 second-round picks was important to us. Letting Justin go is always hard. He's been such a model teammate for the players and for the organization. He's always represented us so well, and he's just a great person. So that's always hard. That's the hard part of doing things. But again, it speaks to direction, accumulating some draft assets that we wanted to, and when we get, we're going to keep Wayne Selden. He's a young player that at some point we'll see if he can give us something. So it's a deal we felt we had to make. This is about the future, and we still think, again, a year and a half into the big move we made, we have to focus on that. It's believe me, it's hard to lose, and you walk in the locker room after games, guys are competing, your coaches are preparing and competing. That's hard, but from my seat, from Gar's seat, from ownership seat, we have to keep the big picture in mind, and that's what we're doing. We got a month till the trade deadline. We know a lot can happen. We feel really good about getting something done a month early. That was something we've been talking about. If we can do that, let's do it. Like yesterday, that happened in a couple of hours because Memphis's needs aligned with ours, and they needed a wing that can shoot the basketball, and we're looking for draft assets. So it just that's what has to happen. Things have to align. You just can't force.
All right, so Justin Holiday to Memphis. Smitty, Brendan, do you like what the Bulls are doing? It's a step.
For me, I'm not really worried about this trade for the Bulls. I want to see what they're going to do just from a culture standpoint. They need to figure out who's going to be there, who's not going to be there, who wants to win, who wants to play hard, who's going to help us compete on a nightly basis. If I'm the Bulls, I'm almost looking at the Brooklyn Nets model. And they have a bunch of young guys, but they've done an excellent job getting these guys to play hard, stay in games, stay engaged. And even though they don't win all their games, you rarely look at a Brooklyn Nets team and think, man, that team didn't compete tonight. A lot of times you look at these Bulls and you say, oof, I'm not sure that they're giving it their all.
For me, as the Chicago Bulls, and I'm with Brendan, this trade, and obviously I think Justin Holiday is a fantastic piece for anybody. I think it's going to help him individually in Memphis. I think they'll be used right, and that's their need. They need a wing. And I think for the guys, Wayne Selden and obviously Marshawn Brooks, it's hard when you're just trying to figure out and be in the league. Hopefully one of these guys catch on, and it's a great fit. But for the Chicago Bulls long term, to me, the front office of the Chicago Bulls, they don't know which style they want to. They don't know which style they want to play. They drafting the same, inquiring the same. I mean, when you look, they're stockpile at 5 and 4. Then they're stockpile at wings, and they're all young. And obviously, you want to keep looking at these guys. You got to find a way. Do you want to play up and down and run? Do you want to slow it down? You keep getting contrasting coaches each time.
Right, because Boylan wants to slow it down. He wants to go inside out.
Exactly. Before that, it was a slow down coach and Gundy. So and Tibbs. So I'm looking at them as, how do you want to play? What's the culture you want to set? Because you keep coming in with different style coaches. Some are very vocal. Some are quiet. Some are tough. Some are not. It's contrasting style for me in the organization. To me, it's in the front office. What do they want to do?
Great teams are built from up top. A lot of people that goes without saying. Great franchises are built from up top because the coaching staff, the front office, they're on the same page. They bring in players that fit. They talk about the guys they want that fit their system, and then they help those guys, especially when they're younger, become better. And that's what it's all about. You want to set the culture. You want to make sure the culture is work ethic, and that also comes with signing the right veterans that can help basically facilitate and bring the message that the coach might say to that veteran, have that veteran sit in the locker room, because players get tired of hearing the coach all the time. So it's a lot, but it definitely starts up top with how the front office works and how that front office meshes with that coaching staff.
Because I look at Tibbs, hard nose, slow it down, no pace, defensively. You move away from Tibbs, that's fine. You go Hoiberg, they want to open it up and run and obviously push the pace and shoot threes. And now you go back to hard nose, Jim Boylan, and are you keeping Jim Boylan? And are you going another direction? So it's a lot to me on ownership and management.
No doubt about it. All right, Jazz and Cavs going on, as we mentioned earlier. Utah currently has the lead.
Cleveland, baby.
You won't believe this. The Jazz haven't won in Cleveland in 7 years.
Hey, they're
also trying to hold
a win tonight, though.
Streak, but hey, with the favorites 3, they're certainly trying. We'll be back. Jatolotro. How is that? Don't look at me like that. You try it.
I'm not doing that.
I think if I guessed it, I would have guessed Jatolotro. The J would have confused me too.
I stay in my lane.
Maybe I should have done the same thing.
They didn't offer that class at Carolina.
Shut up,
Smitty. Shut up. Don't say anything.
Set himself up with that one.
Don't say anything.
Carolina academics. Oh, boy.
Hey, I went to class. Might have been optional, but I went.
Once. All right, well, over the break. I knew you were going to try it.
That's the classes
Oh,
y'all
I'm too
took.
competitive not to.
You know what, man?
Hey,
I can't believe
you
you.
set yourself up.
Hey, people in glass houses, I'm not even talking about Michigan State's problems right now.
We're going to get you to say it before the show.
No, you're really not. I was watching that segment like, is this going to be over anytime soon?
I thought you were practicing during
No, I wasn't.
Well, during that lovely segment and over the course of today, we were talking about the young players that have had breakout seasons that
Yes.
have been really fun to watch. So, Smitty, we'll start with you. I know you guys have picked a couple each. Who's impressed you the most?
For me, let's start off with Sabonis, DeMontis Sabonis in Indiana. And what I love about him, Brendan, is what he's doing off the bench. You haven't heard him complain at all. And another thing for me is you look at his stats, and usually you see the improvement because of minutes, more minutes played. He's averaging the same amount of minutes, but he's went from 52% in two-point shots to 62, 7.7 rebounds to 9.5, and also 11.6 to 14.6 in only one start, and playing basically the same amount of minutes. Brendan, he's been phenomenal to me, and I love what he's done. He's brought the toughness, and he's also pushed Miles Turner, and has not complained because he could be starting the numbers he's putting up.
He's so reliable in the paint. 78% of his shots within 10 feet of the hoop, and he's shooting 70% true shooting percentage. So he's reliable, he's efficient, he's tough, he brings physicality. And I love what you said about Miles Turner, because last year he so underperformed, and this year all eyes were on him, and he's finally playing up to his potential.
Yeah, and I think Sabonis is pushing him, and he's done a good job. But next for me is Buddy Hield. Buddy has done a nice job. I watched Buddy when he first came into college at Oklahoma. I'm looking at OKC.
Oklahoma, yeah.
He was a defender at the wing and could shoot threes. And then he got better and better and became an offensive player his senior year, which was fantastic. Struggled a little bit when he first got into the league. I thought he was trying to do too much. And now he is in rhythm because he's worked on creating shots. He's also worked on taking good shots. And you can see the numbers right there. For me, I have a guy right now shooting 20, averaging 20 points, and also 43 from three, and also 47%. The young guy is taking good shots and knocking down shots, and he's able to create a couple of opportunities for himself off the dribble. He really couldn't do that in college.
What do you think led to the big transition from last year to this year? Because he's only failed to reach double figures twice this season. Last year, that number was 20, and it seems that every year he's been with Sacramento, he's really developing into the role there.
You know, I think he worked, and I think he understood. He watched a lot of film because he's taking good shots, he's pump faking, he's getting better looks, and also sometimes it helps to have a guy he's going to talk about later in De'Aaron Fox, who's getting him those easy shots, and that helps sometimes. As a two-guard, as a basketball player, you need your teammates, and I think his teammate is setting him up with extremely
Like how you
well.
did that in the business, they call that a segue. I'm
segue.
learning
There
a
you
lot
go.
from you. See, I told you I went to class.
Yeah, you did.
Now listen, we're going to talk about his backcourt, mate. We're talking about De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox is one of the true budding young stars we have in this league. I actually think this young backcourt, we might be talking about them being the best backcourt in the league in a couple of years. We got to get those guys in Golden State time to slow down. But when you look at De'Aaron Fox, the biggest thing that stands out for me is he has improved his shot-making ability from the mid-range, and he has also improved his three-point shot. As a rookie, he shot 30% from three. This year, he shoots 38% from the three-point line. And what that does is it forces teams to play him differently in the screen and roll. And he is such a dynamic athlete. If you don't go under the screen and roll, if you have to give him attention where another big has to switch out and try to guard him, it's not fair. He has next level speed, agility, and quickness, and he has those athletic finishes at the rim. So the fact that De'Aaron Fox went to the lab this summer, realized he had a weakness in his jump shot, addressed that's allowed him to shoot 47% from the floor, 38% from three, and now that teams have to guard him a lot differently, his assists have gone all the way up from I think about 5.5 to about 7.5 to 8. Those are big-time numbers. Those are big-time jumps, and I love what De'Aaron Fox brings to this team. That backcourt is something special in Sacramento.
Well, he has the speed and the quickness and the size to be elite defensively as a point guard too, right? I mean, I can see him, if he really works at it in the next couple of years, being considered one of the elite.
And he wants to compete. You know, that's the one thing on the defensive end. You gotta want to compete.
Right.
You gotta want to go at guys, and he has that. And I think he's done a nice job now in his second year on that end as well.
Where's the segue into Brendan's second option?
I don't think he has one. But my second option.
He has hair, and you don't.
Hey, this guy has a lot of hair.
Always a good go-to,
Well, wait a minute, Allie. Hold on. I just basically
You can borrow some of this.
Allie, I just basically met you. You just came on set. Me and Smitty can joke. We've been going about this for a long time.
Oh, I gotta earn
You can't
it.
go with my bald head like that.
earn it.
Hey,
Next
rookie,
time.
you can't do that.
Rookie, where you go?
Yeah.
Rookie, there you go.
I'm just messing. But this
GameTime
next
rookie.
guy has plenty of game. He has plenty of hair. He has plenty of athleticism. We're talking about Jared Allen. He has improved his game, especially from a defensive rebounding standpoint. His rebounds have gone up from last year, 5.4, this year, 8.2. He's excellent at screening and rolling and being that new school big. He is a guy that is a dynamic roller, which means he sets great screens, rolls to the basket, and then he can also do that. He is not afraid to get dunked on. He will give you a presence at both ends, whether it's dunking, blocking shots, and he has some of the best blocks this year. Blocks against Blake, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. It doesn't matter. If you come down the lane, you know that his presence is there. And he only averages 1.4 blocks. But when I watch him play, his presence is bigger than that because he changes a lot of shots. A lot of times guards come in and they have to throw that floater just a little bit higher when they see Jared Allen rotating. So I like Jared Allen. I love how he has improved his game. 11 points, 8 rebounds. He stays within himself, doesn't do too much, but he's very good at what he does.
It's been so long, guys, since we've had Jimmy Butler drama. It feels like it was every single day when he was in Minnesota, and now that he's been with the 76ers, we haven't heard it. Oh, wait, there was more Jimmy Butler drama. We're going to talk Jimmy Butler right after the break.
Hey, Jimmy Butler out there acting like Antonio Brown.